Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. First of all, I want to apologize yesterday because I know my video came out super late, and on top of that, I let's just sit there and say I put the wrong thumbnail up because I had a date on there that was not the date that. Well, it was just the wrong date. So I apologize for that. This episode, it was interesting and it was annoying at the same time. I swear, sometimes I feel like this show is testing my damn patience with some of these characters. Let's get to that part first. Take a wild guess. Paris Carter. Granted, one second. I was reading some of the comments at the bottom on the site that I usually watch it on, and somebody was like, what the hell is wrong with Carter? He's always getting involved with women that are spoken for. Which is crazy because Ridge was like, you don't want to have any problems, for this new year, you should probably not get involved with women that are already involved with someone else. Yeah, he didn't exactly listen to that. So, first of all, Carter and Paris. First of all, I was like, what the hell are you doing at his house? Like, Paris, what are you doing at his house? So they're over there because Carter's not there helping her with her financial planning and stuff like that, and she's really impressed and blown away by his work. Okay, fine. I felt like y'all could have kind of did that at the office or any other place, but sure, why not? Apparently, you're single, which okay. And then the way this conversation goes, I'm literally sitting there like this. This is what I'm doing. I'm looking at my computer. I'm like, mm-hmm. Because the way that they're talking, they're like, it almost looks like they're really high. Like both of them are really high, and they start talking about the kiss and how she can't stop thinking about it. And I'm like, okay, so we're gonna get to this. Are we going to like what are we gonna do about this? I mean, you got to kind of address this because in a lot of ways, you're going behind this man's back. And I get it. You're seeing other people. But in a lot of ways, I still feel like it's somewhat of a betrayal. Um, they're talking about this kiss and stuff like that. And then she's like, well, I never really felt like I was fully committed to him, to Zende, and I'm so glad that you stopped me. No, because then she's like, I never really felt committed to him because I have always had these feelings for you, and it seems like it's been going for a while. And I'm like, get this straight. Why does it feel like you've been stringing along this man for quite a while because you just didn't know what the hell you wanted to do? I'm sorry, she was confused. She's been confused for I don't even know now. But then they kiss, and I'm just like, I have my pen, and I'm just like, I'm just like, are you kidding me? And granted, I get it because, all right, Zendaya is going out with this model, and so they're doing this whole we're free to see other people, but for some odd reason, this just feels. My whole thing is maybe if Paris told Zendaya about Carter and the kiss and everything like that, and then they start doing their own thing, I'm like, all right, fine, it is what it is. He knows this isn't going behind his back or anything like that, but it just feels like she's just going behind his back. And then there's one point when they stop, and they're like, well, she's like, well, I feel like this could be complicated. Okay, so it's like maybe you should stop then. Like maybe you should just kind of sit down and just take a breather, and then maybe talk to Zende about this new arrangement that you're going to be having. And the other reason why this part just annoyed me was how slow they were talking. I mean, they were talking so slow, you would swear it was almost like they were intentionally trying to run down the clock. So when I sit there and say they were talking like they were high, they were talking like they were just really like stretching out. How much time can we get into this? So yeah, I felt like for a while, and this is the reason why, I was just so not committed, and I felt like, I couldn't fully commit because I have feelings. I've been having feelings for you for. That's what I felt like, and so that's the reason why that just kind of annoyed me. On top of the fact that she sounds so slow, and so did he, and they start making out, and I'm just like, all right, cool. I can't wait to Monday morning or Friday. I'm saying Monday like it's Friday. I can't wait to Friday morning when they actually start to address. See, and as I was, here's the thing. I was not going to think about this at work, and just how complicated it can be when you're dating somebody at work. And I'm looking at this situation. I'm just like, see, this is why you don't like. This is why you don't date people at work. I say that as a hypocrite because I've done that multiple times. But most of the they're looking at this like, this is why you don't date when you're at work. Because this is the type of stuff that you want up getting into. I mean, from what I understand, she had a thing for Finn. Um, then she's going out with Thomas is Snitcher trying to get out of her. And of course, she's going out with Zende. Now she's going to be out. Zende's back with Carter. You're all working at one office, and it's a giant mess. Just a complete and utter mess. On top of that, you got Eric, which I do actually hold back a lot more than I should. But because he's a senior citizen, fires an employee because she gave you a hug and it cured your ED. So, like, just dating, we work, it's just a bad idea. I say that as a hypocrite because I've done it before, and, well, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Um, I want to get to the other part. That was kind of funny to an extent. So, Hope and Liam are talking to Douglas, and Douglas keeps that they're talking about Grandma kissing Santa. So now they're thinking, here's the thing. They're listening to him talk about how he went downstairs because he couldn't find, he couldn't find a stuffed animal and he needed to go to sleep. He went down there and he saw Brooke kissing Santa. So now Liam and Hope are like, are you sure you're not confused? You have an overactive imagination. And Liam's like, well, I confuse New Year's Eve for Christmas Eve all the time. There's a bunch of people coming in and out. Blah, 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 blah. And so he tells his story. He's like, no, I went downstairs and I saw Grandma kissing Santa. I don't know who this person is. I didn't see their face, but they didn't see me. I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. So this kid just told you A to B. It's not like you walked in on this conversation and you was in the middle of the story. He literally backed it up so this way he can go forward and tell you the start, the middle, and the end. What does Hope does? Hope is like, okay, cool. So I just need you to sit there and just tell me that story again from the beginning. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, what? What did she just say? Did she just say she want this kid to recite the story that she just heard from start to finish again? I'm sitting there thinking, okay, one, I I have so many words, so many insults I could sit there and use, and I don't want to be a negative Nancy, but I'm just like, this chick really just asked him to just say the same thing again? And I'm also sitting there thinking, we just we just really want to stretch that time out, don't we? We just want to just really clock it up right up into the end. Just Okay, alright, we're doing this. So he tells the story again. Then he leaves, and then Hope and Liam are just like, alright, we gotta get to the bottom of this. So Ridge and Brooke are having the same conversation that they had for the past couple weeks now. At this point, I do I even really have to sit there and say what happened with Brooke, what happened with Ridge, or can we just already just guess? You know what? I have an amazing subscribers. I'm pretty sure we can all just guess what happened. And if you're not sure, you can just go back to, well, um, yesterday's review or the day before that, because it was the exact same conversation. So we're just not even going to get into it. So at the Ridge leaves, Hope comes over. And Hope, here's the thing, Hope does one of these stories when it's like when somebody wants to then tell you something, they kind of work their way up to it, but it makes that other person really anxious, and they're like, "All right, can you just get to the point?" And Hope is like, Douglas saw something. Douglas pretty much said that he saw you kissing Santa. So you wanna you wanna explain what that's about? He said he saw you. You didn't see him, but he saw you kissing Santa. And she's like, "Oh my God." What was that? Oh my God! Is that an admission to guilt? I'm sitting down. You wanna share with the classroom what happened New Year's Eve? I mean, I want to sit there and see how she's going to spin her little web out of this one. I really want to see how she's going to just spin her little web out of this one because this seems like it calls for some ice cream. Seems like I should be sitting here with a bucket of ice cream and just listening to this woman try to explain how a 10-year-old kid saw you kissing Santa. And this 10-year-old kid, or however old he is, said this story multiple times. On, floor is all yours. I really want to see how this whole thing is going to work out. This episode was definitely something else. It definitely tested my patience because halfway through, I'm sitting there watching, and I have a subscriber, and I don't want to mispronounce this person's name, but they pretty much is like, yo, I clocked out of this show a long time ago because it just tested my patience to the damn limits, pretty much. And as I'm sitting there watching this show, I'm just like, should I like switch up and watch Y&R, or like because I mean, granted, I'm still gonna watch this show because why? This show is a little more easier to digest. Um, and honestly, to tell you the truth, I already started watching it, and I don't like I like being consistent. I don't like watching one show and then stopping and then watching something else and reviewing something else. And I already did that once with Bold and the Beautiful, and I really don't want to do that again. So sticking with it. And I'm not gonna lie, this episode definitely tested my damn patience, especially when Hope was like, "All right, cool." So I just want to hear that story one more time, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" This woman just asked between that and Paris and Carter. This chick is so. The thing is, I can't just give the hee haw to just her, okay? Because yeah, she sound extremely slow, but Carter was not making it look much better. He sounded like he was going at that same pace. Like, yeah, no, I've been sitting there thinking about that kiss for a while, and these feelings, and and stuff. It almost feels like you can almost get a director in the background, like, say your lines a little bit slower. We got to kind of stretch this out. I don't know how many commercials we're going to be able to sit there and fit into this one. That's what I felt like was happening. You know what? If I would have saw like a behind the scenes sort of thing, this episode would have been a hell of a lot more entertaining. But with that being said, I think that's about it. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe. Let me know your thoughts on in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video.